My child, listen closely because this moment was chosen for you. You are not here by accident. You are here because heaven placed this message in your hands. And Archangel Michael is standing by your side, waiting for you to finally see the truth. Everything that follows is not meant to frighten you, but to awaken you. Heaven does not reveal truth to wound the heart, but to protect it. For a long time you have felt a quiet disturbance you could not explain, a heaviness that appeared only in certain spaces, a resistance that surfaced around familiar faces. You questioned yourself. You wondered if you were imagining it. But heaven says discernment often feels uncomfortable before it becomes clear. What you sensed was not paranoia. It was perception growing sharper. Archangel Michael has been standing watch, not to accuse, but to guard what God has placed within you. Beloved child, the imagery you are being shown is not meant to point your finger in anger, but to open your eyes in wisdom. In every family line, in every close circle, there are sometimes hidden motives that operate beneath kindness and familiarity. Not every smile carries intention. Not every word spoken softly carries truth. And heaven, in its mercy, reveals what must be seen before it causes further harm. This is not about shame. This is about freedom. The moment truth enters, confusion loses its grip. For so long, you carried the weight of unexplained delays. You watched doors hesitate when they should have opened. You felt opportunities weaken just as they came within reach. You sensed tension without evidence, resistance without reason. And because you are kind at heart, you turned inward, wondering if the fault was yours. Heaven says that was never your burden to carry. What slowed you was not your lack, but unseen interference that thrived only while hidden. Now that hiding place is being removed. Archangel Michael does not expose to embarrass. He exposes to end cycles. When truth rises, power shifts. And the shift that begins here does not end in conflict, but in clarity. You will not need to confront. You will not need to accuse. Revelation speaks for itself. Patterns reveal themselves. Words begin to contradict actions. Intentions become visible without you forcing them into the light. This is how heaven works quietly, precisely, undeniably. My beloved child, understand this carefully. Betrayal is not always dramatic. Often it is subtle. It borrows closeness. It hides behind familiarity. That is why it wounds so deeply when revealed. But hear this clearly: the revelation coming to you is not meant to reopen wounds, but to close them permanently. Once you see clearly, confusion cannot return. Once truth settles, manipulation loses its power. And once your spirit understands, peace follows. Archangel Michael says that what is being revealed will unfold naturally. Conversations will clarify themselves. Behaviors will no longer align with words. Small inconsistencies will surface, not to overwhelm you, but to guide you. Do not rush to interpret. Do not jump to conclusions. Let discernment mature. Heaven confirms truth through repetition, not panic. As clarity builds, your spirit will feel steadier, not heavier. That steadiness is your confirmation. Beloved, do not fear what is exposed. Fear belongs to secrecy. Light belongs to freedom. What comes into the open can no longer operate in the shadows of your life. And where interference ends, restoration begins. The energy you spent questioning will return to you as peace. The ground that felt unstable will become firm again. Direction will sharpen. Confidence will return quietly, without force. Archangel Michael speaks of restoration, not revenge. What was lost through confusion will be returned through clarity. What was delayed will move again without resistance. What was drained will be replenished. Heaven does not repay harm with harm. Heaven restores what was disrupted. And the restoration coming to you will not be fragile. It will be stable, grounded, and lasting. My child, the truth that rises will also teach you boundaries. Not walls built from fear, but boundaries shaped by wisdom. You will no longer overextend yourself to those who cannot honor your heart. You will no longer carry responsibility for emotions that are not yours to manage. This is not hardness. This is maturity. And maturity protects blessing. As this unfolds, remain anchored. Do not let emotion rush you. Let peace lead. Let clarity guide. Let time confirm. Heaven is not asking you to act quickly, but to see clearly. Once you see, your steps will naturally change. Alignment does not require announcement. It reveals itself through calm decisions and steady movement forward. Beloved child, the season ahead carries increase, not because of struggle, but because of alignment. As interference fades, provision flows more easily. As confusion clears, direction strengthens. As hidden strain dissolves, your spirit breathes again. This is not coincidence. This is order being restored. Archangel Michael says that the urgency you feel is not pressure, but protection. Protection reminding you not to ignore your discernment anymore. Protection teaching you to trust what your spirit recognizes even when your heart wants to excuse. You are not being hardened. You are being sharpened. And hear this final truth gently settle within you. What was revealed does not define you. What was hidden does not diminish you. You were never powerless. You were simply too compassionate to assume harm. Heaven honors that compassion by pairing it now with wisdom. Compassion and wisdom together are strength. My beloved child, what comes next will not look like loss. It will look like clarity. It will not feel like collapse. It will feel like release. And as you move forward with eyes open and heart steady, you will realize that what once threatened to wound you has instead positioned you for peace, stability, and growth that no hidden hand can ever interrupt again. Tight to your heart as this unfolds, you are not called to hunt the serpent, you are called to walk free once it is removed. Heaven does not ask you to police justice, heaven enforces it. Your task is alignment. Your task is obedience. Your task is to keep your spirit clean while truth does its work. Archangel Michael says when the head is cut, the body collapses on its own. Do not return to old conversations. Do not revisit old wounds. Do not explain yourself to those who chose blindness. Forward is your protection now, and clarity is your shield. My beloved child, understand the mercy hidden even in exposure. God is not only freeing you, He is closing the door to future harm. The patterns that repeated will not repeat again. The cycles that drained you will lose access. You will notice an immediate change in how your energy feels, how your thoughts settle, how your prayers rise without resistance. This is not imagination. This is interference ending. When the poison leaves, the body remembers how to breathe. When the lie is removed, the truth stands effortlessly. Michael declares that the atmosphere around you is being purified, and what once felt heavy will soon feel neutral, then light, then strong. Beloved, there will be moments when compassion tries to pull you backward, when empathy whispers that you should excuse what heaven has exposed. Be wise. Compassion does not require proximity. Forgiveness does not require access. You can release bitterness without reopening doors. This is how you remain free. Michael says wisdom will guard your peace better than confrontation ever could. Silence is not weakness here, it is authority under control. My child, as the exposure completes its work, elevation will not announce itself loudly. It will arrive as steadiness. As favor without striving. As doors opening without negotiation. As people recognizing your value without you performing for it. The same circles that once doubted will grow quiet. The same spaces that resisted will begin to accommodate. This is not because you demanded respect, but because alignment commands it. Heaven shifts environments when the rightful one steps into place. Beloved, remember that envy reveals itself most clearly when blessing appears. When your life begins to move again, when restoration becomes visible, when peace settles into your days, there will be reactions. Some will rejoice. Some will withdraw. Some will attempt reconciliation out of fear rather than love. Discernment will guide you. Not everyone who returns is assigned to stay. Michael says do not confuse remorse with transformation. Watch fruit, not words. My beloved child, there is also healing coming to your sense of trust. Betrayal fractured it quietly. You learn to question motives. You learn to brace before opening your heart. Heaven does not rush this healing, but it does promise it. You will trust again without being naive. You will love again without losing discernment. You will connect again without surrendering your boundaries. This balance is the gift of wisdom gained through trial. As this season unfolds, your prayers will change. They will become simpler, clearer, stronger. You will ask less from desperation and more from alignment. Heaven responds quickly to aligned prayers. You will notice answers arriving with less struggle, confirmations appearing with less delay. Michael declares that access has been restored. What was blocked has been cleared. What was resisted has been released. Beloved, there will be a defining moment when you realize the betrayal no longer has emotional power over you. The memory remains, but the sting is gone. The name may surface, but the charge is absent. This is when you will know healing is complete. This is when the enemy's assignment fully collapses. Indifference is not coldness, it is freedom. My child, keep your focus forward not because the past is shameful, but because it has finished its assignment. You are not walking away wounded, you are walking forward wiser. The clarity you now carry will protect future blessings. The boundaries you now honor will sustain future peace. The authority you now recognize will guard your destiny. Archangel Michael speaks one more truth for you to carry. The exposure you witness is not the climax, it is the clearing. After the clearing comes construction. After the removal comes restoration. After the truth comes abundance. The ground is being prepared for growth that will not be sabotaged again. What rises next will be rooted, protected, and sustained. Beloved child, as you remain with this word, allow gratitude to anchor you. Gratitude seals freedom. Gratitude keeps your heart soft and your vision clear. You are not being punished, you are being promoted. You are not losing family, you are gaining peace. You are not facing chaos, you are stepping into order. And when the dust settles, when the serpent's influence fades completely, when your path shines without obstruction, you will recognize this season for what it truly was: not a betrayal that broke you, but a revelation that freed you; not a wound that defined you, but a turning point that redirected you; not an ending, but the unmistakable beginning of a life no longer interfered with, no longer drained, no longer delayed, but aligned, guarded, and moving forward under heaven's protection. Or broken beyond repair. Heaven says the opposite is true. What you endured has sharpened you, not scarred you. What you survived has strengthened your discernment, not weakened your heart. The exposure you are witnessing is not the end of something good, it is the end of something false. And when falsehood leaves, truth finally has room to breathe. My beloved child, you are not losing anything of value in this season. You are shedding what was never meant to accompany you into promise. Understand this clearly and let it settle deep within you. Elevation does not arrive with noise, first it arrives with separation. Before God lifts, He loosens. Before He crowns, He cleanses. The shaking you feel is not instability, it is alignment. The removal you see is not punishment, it is protection. Michael says that heaven never exposes without also shielding. You are covered while truth does its work. You are guarded while justice unfolds. Nothing that is happening now can harm you, because it is happening for you. My child, there will be a moment when the weight finally lifts and you realize you can breathe again without effort. The tension you lived with will dissolve quietly. The anxiety that once visited uninvited will lose its grip. You will notice your thoughts becoming clearer, your prayers becoming calmer, your decisions becoming steadier. This is not because life suddenly became perfect, but because interference has been removed. When poison leaves the well, the water restores itself naturally. Beloved, heaven is also restoring your confidence. Not arrogance, but quiet assurance. The kind that does not need validation. The kind that does not argue. The kind that walks forward without explaining itself. Michael says you will no longer second-guess your discernment. You will trust what you sense without fear of being wrong. This trust is a gift earned through endurance, and it will guard you in the seasons ahead. My beloved child, expect movement now. Not chaos, but motion. Things that felt frozen will thaw. Conversations that stalled will progress. Opportunities that lingered at a distance will step closer. This is not coincidence. This is flow returning. When obstruction leaves, momentum follows. Heaven is restoring rhythm to your life, and with it comes favor that does not exhaust you. Do not be surprised if the betrayer's influence fades faster than you expected. When heaven withdraws covering, exposure accelerates. You do not need to watch closely or wait for collapse. Focus forward. Justice does not require your attention to function. Michael says what is falling will fall on its own. Your task is to keep your eyes on what is rising. Beloved, there is also a lesson heaven is sealing in you now. Never again will you confuse closeness with loyalty. Never again will you confuse familiarity with alignment. You have learned to listen beyond words, to observe patterns, to trust peace over promises. This wisdom will save you time, energy, and heartache in the future. It will also attract the right people, the right opportunities, the right environments. Wisdom recognizes wisdom. My child, the elevation ahead will not look like revenge. It will look like restoration. You will not rise bitter. You will rise healed. You will not rise loud. You will rise secure. Those who expected you to collapse will be confused by your calm. Those who assumed you would retaliate will be disarmed by your restraint. This is authority refined by mercy. Beloved, let me speak clearly about what comes next. After exposure, after confirmation, after the initial wave of blessing, comes responsibility. Not burden, but stewardship. Heaven will trust you with more because you have proven faithful in little and patient in delay. Guard your heart. Guard your time. Guard your peace. Not everything that sparkles belongs to you. Discernment will be your greatest asset. My child, do not rush to reconnect with what heaven has removed. Nostalgia can whisper lies. Memory can soften edges. But truth remains steady. If something was exposed, it was for your safety. Release it fully. Forgiveness does not require re-entry. Closure does not require conversation. Freedom does not require explanation. Beloved, as your life begins to reflect restoration, some will question it. Some will minimize it. Some will attempt to rewrite history. Let them. You do not need to defend what heaven has done. Fruit speaks. Peace speaks. Consistency speaks. Michael says vindication does not argue. It stands. My beloved child, the chapter opening before you carries joy that does not depend on circumstances. A peace that does not fluctuate with opinion. A strength that does not require struggle. This is the reward of endurance. This is the inheritance of those who waited without bitterness and trusted without proof. And hear this as the truth settles finally into your spirit. The betrayal did not derail you. It redirected you. The exposure did not humiliate you. It liberated you. The delay did not deny you. It prepared you. You are not stepping into survival again. You are stepping into stability. You are not bracing for loss. You are receiving increase. You are not looking back in fear. You are moving forward in clarity. My beloved child, the moment of exposure truly was the moment of elevation. And as you walk ahead now, lighter, wiser, steadier, you will recognize that the hand of heaven never left you, never failed you, and never allowed the serpent to have the final word over your life. What speaks now is truth. What leads now is peace. And what unfolds from here is a future no hidden scheme can ever block again. Without you saying a word, when your peace becomes louder than their accusations and your steadiness exposes how false the shadows once were. My beloved child, understand this truth now as it settles into you. Elevation does not require noise. Vindication does not require arguments. When God lifts, He lifts completely. When heaven clears a path, no residue remains. The serpent's influence does not linger where truth has taken root. That season is finished. Beloved, the refinement you endured has given you something rare. You now carry discernment without suspicion, wisdom without fear, authority without arrogance. You will no longer explain your intuition away. You will no longer override your inner warning to keep peace with others. Heaven has trained you to hear clearly, and that clarity will save you from future harm while guiding you into deeper blessing. Michael says this sharpening was necessary because where you are going, not everyone can follow, and not every voice deserves access. My child, expect restoration to show up in unexpected ways. Not always as dramatic announcements, but as steady alignment. Your finances will begin to respond differently, flowing without the same resistance. Your work will feel lighter, more fruitful. Your creativity will return where it once felt blocked. Even your sleep will change as anxiety loosens its grip. These are signs that the atmosphere around you has shifted. When the serpent leaves, peace settles naturally. Beloved, there will be moments when you look back and wonder how you endured what you did. How you stayed kind when betrayal pressed you. How you remained faithful when confusion surrounded you. Heaven says that endurance was not accidental. It was cultivated. You were being prepared to carry blessing without losing humility, influence without losing compassion, favor without losing yourself. That is why this elevation will not destroy you. It will stabilize you. My child, let me speak to the fear that whispers, "What if this happens again?" Hear this carefully. You are not the same person you were before. You see differently now. You hear differently now. You move differently now. What once slipped past unnoticed will now be recognized immediately. Heaven does not repeat lessons unnecessarily. The cycle has been broken. The pattern has been dismantled. The door that allowed interference has been sealed. Beloved, as you move forward, you will notice that you no longer crave validation from the same places. Approval will lose its grip. Comparison will fade. You will be content walking your path even if others do not understand it. This contentment is strength. Michael says when you stop seeking affirmation from the wrong sources, heaven's affirmation becomes enough. My beloved child, the reversal unfolding will also bring joy back into simple things. Laughter without heaviness. Hope without caution. Dreams without dread. You will begin to imagine again, not guarded by fear of disappointment, but guided by trust. This is healing completing its work. This is your heart remembering how to live without constant defense. Beloved, there may be moments when those who once stood against you attempt to re-enter your life, not with repentance, but with familiarity. Be wise. Not every return is reconciliation. Not every apology is transformation. Michael says boundaries will be your protection now. You are not obligated to reopen doors heaven has closed. Honor what God has done by guarding what He has restored. My child, the divine reversal you are stepping into will ripple outward. Your testimony will quietly reach others who are still trapped in confusion. They will see your peace and ask how you found it. They will notice your steadiness and wonder how you remain unmoved. Your story will not glorify pain. It will glorify deliverance. And through it, others will begin to believe that freedom is possible for them too. Beloved, do not rush the fruit. Let it grow fully. Let joy deepen. Let trust rebuild naturally. Let blessing settle into your life without anxiety. Heaven does not give in haste what it prepared with patience. Michael says what grows slowly roots deeply. And what roots deeply cannot be uprooted easily. My child, hear this final truth settle over you like a covering. The betrayal did not steal your destiny. It revealed it. The exposure did not weaken you. It empowered you. The delay did not deny you. It protected you. You are walking forward now with clarity that cannot be undone, with peace that cannot be shaken, with favor that does not depend on circumstance. Beloved, as this chapter closes, do not look back with resentment. Look back with understanding. You survived because heaven sustained you. You endured because God refined you. You rose because Michael guarded you. And now you step into a season where your life will no longer be interrupted by hidden hands or unseen schemes. What unfolds next will be clean, open, and aligned. My beloved child, the garden will bloom again. Richer soil. Sweeter fruit. Stronger roots. And as you walk into this divine reversal, you will know in the deepest place of your spirit that the serpent no longer has a voice, the past no longer has authority, and your future is finally free to unfold exactly as heaven intended. Clarity that separates illusion from truth, loyalty from convenience, destiny from distraction. My beloved child, clarity is a gift many never receive, yet heaven has placed it into your hands now because you are ready to carry it without becoming hardened by it. What once confused you will no longer confuse you. What once drained you will no longer have access. The fog has lifted and with it comes a calm authority settling into your spirit. This is not pride. This is peace returning to its rightful place. Beloved, understand this deeply. The serpent's greatest defeat is not exposure alone, but irrelevance. When their voice no longer shapes your decisions, when their presence no longer alters your mood, when their memory no longer stirs fear or anger, that is true victory. Michael says this is the freedom heaven is sealing over you now. You are not defined by what happened. You are not marked by who tried to harm you. You are defined by who protected you, guided you, and brought you through. My child, you will soon notice that your prayers change tone. They will carry confidence instead of pleading. They will carry expectation instead of desperation. You will speak as one who knows heaven hears, not as one hoping it might. This shift will surprise you, but it is the fruit of deliverance. When fear leaves, faith finds its voice. When confusion ends, authority begins. Beloved, do not be startled when opportunities begin to appear without struggle. When favor meets you without you chasing it. When solutions come without manipulation. This ease is not laziness, it is alignment. Heaven moves efficiently when resistance is removed. Michael says what once took effort will now take obedience. Follow the peace. Honor the timing. Move when prompted. Rest when instructed. This rhythm will protect what is being built. My beloved child, let me speak to your future clearly. The elevation ahead will not isolate you, it will refine your circle. You will not walk alone, but you will walk wisely. The connections forming now will feel different. They will not drain you. They will not compete with you. They will not require you to dim your light to maintain harmony. These relationships will celebrate your growth because they are aligned with it. Heaven is replacing what was false with what is faithful. Beloved, you may also feel a new boldness rising, not loud, not aggressive, but steady. You will speak truth calmly. You will say no without guilt. You will walk away without explanation. This is not coldness. This is healed confidence. Michael says you no longer need to convince anyone of your worth because heaven has already established it. My child, the exchange heaven is making will astonish you. Loss will turn into leverage. Pain will turn into wisdom. Delay will turn into precision. Even the timing of this exposure was intentional. Had it come earlier, you may have resisted it. Had it come later, it may have harmed you. But now, at this exact moment, it frees you completely. Divine timing is never late. It is exact. Beloved, there will be a day very soon when you wake up and realize that the chapter has truly closed. Not because the memory vanished, but because the emotion attached to it has dissolved. You will feel neutral where you once felt wounded. You will feel calm where you once felt alert. This is how you will know healing is complete. Michael says when the scar no longer aches, the wound has lost its authority. My beloved child, do not rush to explain this transformation to others. Live it. Let consistency speak. Let fruit answer questions. Let peace defend you. The ones who need to understand will see without explanation. The ones who do not are not required to. Beloved, hear this final truth settle into your bones. The serpent is not coming back. The door that allowed interference has been sealed. The access point has been closed. Heaven has stationed protection where vulnerability once existed. You are not stepping into uncertainty. You are stepping into security shaped by wisdom. My child, the season of betrayal is ending not with chaos, but with order. Not with noise, but with authority. Not with fear, but with peace. You will move forward lighter, clearer, steadier. The abundance coming will not overwhelm you because your heart has been prepared to steward it. The favor coming will not corrupt you because humility has been refined in you. The joy coming will not frighten you because sorrow has taught you gratitude. Beloved, keep your eyes forward not in haste, but in confidence. The hand of God has already written the next chapter. Michael has already cleared the way. What unfolds now will not need defending. It will stand on its own. And as your life begins to reflect restoration, clarity, and quiet strength, you will know with certainty that heaven has indeed fought for you, that nothing meant for harm survived the fire, and that what rises from this moment forward is protected, multiplied, and aligned with the destiny that was always yours. Divine reversal that does not merely restore what was lost, but elevates you beyond what you ever imagined possible. My beloved child, understand this clearly: heaven never exposes a serpent without simultaneously planting seeds of favor all around you. As deception is uprooted, provision is released. As lies fall silent, truth begins to speak loudly on your behalf. You will notice doors opening without force, invitations coming without begging, and favor finding you without pursuit. This is the evidence that the blockage has been removed. The river that was held back is now flowing freely, carrying with it peace, clarity, and momentum that no human effort could produce. Beloved, your discernment has been sharpened in the fire, and this is a gift that will guard your future. You will no longer mistake familiarity for loyalty or noise for love. You will sense intentions before words are spoken. You will feel peace when alignment is present and resistance when it is not. This does not make you suspicious, it makes you wise. Michael says this wisdom is your shield in the next season, ensuring that only those sent by heaven are permitted to walk closely with you. The days of being drained by hidden agendas are over. Your energy, your joy, your vision are being protected now. My child, do not be surprised when the pace of your life begins to change. What once felt delayed will move quickly. Decisions that once confused you will become simple. Paths that once looked blocked will suddenly reveal clear openings. This acceleration is not chaos, it is alignment. Heaven moves swiftly when resistance is removed. You will find yourself in the right place at the right time, saying the right words, meeting the right people, often without realizing how perfectly it all fits together. This is not coincidence. This is orchestration. Beloved, your home will feel different. The atmosphere will lighten. Rest will return to your sleep. Laughter will come without effort. Even your thoughts will begin to slow and settle, no longer racing with questions and doubts. This peace is not fragile. It is rooted. Michael says peace is the first sign that victory has been secured. When the enemy is removed, the soul exhales. Let yourself breathe again. You are safe now. My child, the favor coming toward you will test your humility and your stewardship. Blessings will arrive in ways that may surprise you, and with them will come choices. Remember what you learned in the valley. Remember who stood with you when you had nothing to offer. Let gratitude guard your heart and generosity guide your hands. Heaven trusts you with increase because suffering taught you compassion and lack taught you wisdom. You are ready. Beloved, some will try to reconnect when they see the change. Not all who return are sent. Use discernment, not guilt. Forgiveness does not require access. Love does not require proximity. You are allowed to protect what heaven restored. Michael says boundaries are not walls, they are gates. They allow what is aligned to enter and keep what is harmful outside. Honor this protection. My child, your voice will carry new weight. When you speak, people will listen. When you pray, answers will come faster. When you move, resistance will lessen. This authority was forged quietly, through endurance, through surrender, through tears no one saw. You did not ask for this power, but it was given to you because you remained faithful when it would have been easier to harden or walk away. Heaven remembers. Beloved, let your life become the testimony. You do not need to announce the reversal. Live it. Let peace speak. Let consistency testify. Let fruit answer every question. Those who once doubted will notice the change without explanation. Those who once opposed will lose interest when they see the hand of God cannot be contested. This is how heaven vindicates without noise, without argument, with undeniable evidence. My child, the season ahead will require courage, not because danger awaits, but because expansion does. Growth always feels unfamiliar at first. New levels require new faith. Do not shrink when you are stretched. Do not retreat when you are recognized. Michael says you were prepared for visibility in the same place you learned humility. Stand tall without arrogance. Walk forward without fear. Beloved, hear this final truth settle into your spirit: the serpent is gone, but the lesson remains. You are wiser now. Stronger now. Clearer now. And what rises from this moment forward is not built on illusion, but on truth. Heaven has refined your path, restored your strength, and realigned your destiny. The betrayal is finished. The blockage is broken. The blessing is in motion. And as your life unfolds with new clarity, new favor, and quiet authority, you will know without doubt that what was meant to harm you has become the very foundation upon which your future now stands, secure, protected, and unmistakably guided by the hand of God. Your mind, to weaken your confidence before you ever stepped fully into your calling. They saw the outline of what heaven was shaping in you and feared it. That fear turned into envy, and envy turned into action. But hear this clearly, beloved. No one can sabotage what God has sealed. The attempt to stop you only accelerated the process. What they meant as a delay became divine preparation. What they meant as confusion became discernment. What they meant as harm became clarity. You are not emerging from this season diminished. You are emerging defined. My child, this is why you feel different now. Stronger, yet softer. Wiser, yet more compassionate. The betrayal did not harden your heart, it refined it. You can see clearly without becoming cruel. You can walk away without hatred. You can forgive without forgetting the lesson. This balance is rare, and heaven trusts it. Michael says this is the mark of one ready to carry authority. Not authority that dominates, but authority that steadies. Not power that crushes, but power that protects. Beloved, the days ahead will bring confirmations that seem small at first but will stack quickly. A conversation that aligns perfectly. A door that opens without resistance. A burden that lifts without explanation. These are not random comforts. They are signs that heaven has taken over what once drained you. You will no longer need to over-explain, overextend, or overprove. Your presence will speak. Your peace will answer. Your fruit will testify. My child, do not rush this new season. Walk it with awareness. Let joy return naturally. Let trust rebuild wisely. Let hope stretch its wings again without fear of falling. You are not naive for believing again. You are brave. Heaven did not rescue you from deception only to leave you guarded by fear. You were freed so you could live fully, love honestly, and move forward unbound. Beloved, remember this as you step ahead. The serpent was revealed not to keep you looking backward, but to free your eyes to see forward. Fix your gaze on what is unfolding. What is coming carries peace, provision, alignment, and quiet favor. You will recognize it not by noise, but by rest. Not by pressure, but by ease. Not by striving, but by flow. My child, let this truth settle deep within you. The season of betrayal has ended. The season of rebuilding has begun. And the foundation being laid now is stronger than anything you have known before. Heaven has gone before you. Michael stands guard behind you. And the path ahead is clear. Walk forward without fear. What awaits you is not a repeat of the past, but the fulfillment of what the past was preparing you for.